So for today's video, we're going to have the division of whole numbers with and without a remainder. So let's proceed with our next slide. So here in division, it is an inverse of multiplication. So it's better and it is very advantage na alam natin ang multiplication. Dahil nga katulad nito sa division natin, it is very helpful, no? Because the division is the inverse of multiplication. So division is a process of dividing a number into equal groups of smaller numbers. Ayan. So, we have also parts of the division sentence. So, like in multiplication, we have the multiplier, multiplicand, and also the product. Sa ating division naman, meron din tayo. We have the dividend, which is the large number to be divided by another number. And then, yung dividend natin, ito yung dinidivide natin, or ito yung malaking number na dinidivide natin. Next naman, divisor is a number or smaller number by which another number is by which divided which a number is dividend or anong tawag dito, dinidivide niya yung dividend. Okay? Next natin is the quotient. Is a number in a division problem. Okay? Yung answer natin in a division problem. So, yun yung tawag, quotient. And then, the remainder, nakikita lang natin tong part na to if the number that is left in the division is not exact. Okay po? So, kapag ka-exact yung answer natin sa division, tatlo lang yung makikita natin. The dividend, the divisor, and the quotient. But, if it is not exact, apat yung makikita natin. The dividend, divisor, quotient, and also the remainder. Okay, next natin. To divide the number, we can follow the steps below. So, first, starting from the left, we are going to find the smallest number that can be divided by the divisor. Next is to multiply and then subtract. Third one, we are going to bring down one digit if there's any, and then next naman is to continue the process until there is no more digit to bring down. The next, check the answer by multiplying the quotient with the divisor. So, ayan po. So, para mas lalo nating masundan yung ating steps to divide, let's have an example. So, here, I have here an example. So, let's use, I think, a light color. So, let's try to divide first the 28. Let's try the 28 divided by 4. Ayan. So, how are we going to divide this one? Of course. So, we have the dividend. Sabi nga natin, the dividend is the largest number. And then, we have the divisor. And then, of course, we have the division symbol. So, this is the division symbol or sign. Okay. So, sa division symbol natin or sign, hindi lang siya ganitong symbol. Sometimes, it can be fraction like 4/2. So, the bar line is also a symbolized division. And also, we have what we call the radical. So, yung radical sign natin is also to perform division. So, let's try to use the radical sign in dividing. So, first, radical sign, right? The radical sign. So, this one is radical. So, let me write it. So, radical sign. So, first, to write the radical sign. And then, sa loob ng radical sign natin is the dividend. So, therefore, 28 ang nasa loob natin. And then, on the left side, outside the radical, is the divisor. So, here ay yung 4 natin. Okay? So, after natin magawa yan, the radical, the dividend, and the divisor, we will proceed now in steps in solving the division. So, the first step is to divide one digit in the dividend, the highest digit in the dividend. Okay? So, if pwede siyang ma-divide, then we will proceed. Pag hindi naman, we will add the another digit or include the next digit to divide in divisor. So, let's start with 2. So, yung 2 po ba pwedeng i-divide sa 4? No. So, therefore, we will add the 8 and it becomes 28. So, 28, pwede na po ba siyang i-divide sa 4? Yes. Pag pwede nang i-divide, let's proceed in division. So, when we divide 28 sa 4, the answer is 7. And then, after that, we're going to multiply. Multiply the partial quotient and the divisor. So, 7 times 4 is 28. So, saan ko siya isusulat? Below the dividend. After daw natin mag-multiply, sabi, we will subtract. So, sasubtract lang natin yung dividend and also the partial product. So, 28 minus 28 is 0. Pag yung sagot natin dito is 0 na, then we can easily identify the quotient. So, the quotient is 7. Ayan. How are we going to write it? So, for example, 28 divided by 4 is equal to 7. Or pwede naman, kapag tinanong or nasa activity ninyo, 28 divided by 4, it is equal to 7 and then remainder 1. Remainder 0. Bakit remainder 0? Dahil it is considered wala naman tayong remainder. Ano po? So, dahil 0 nga yung remainder natin, wala tayong remainder, pwede natin ilagay sa remainder na 0. Okay, next example natin. Okay, let's try the bigger value. So, try natin yung bigger value. So, let me erase it. Erase ko muna. Okay. Again, so let's try the bigger value. Let's have 125. So, 125 divided by 5. So, how are we going to solve this one? So, write it in a radical, with a radical sign. So, 125, di-divide natin sa 5. Okay. So, let's start with the highest place value digit, which is 1. So, yung 1 po ba, pwede natin i-divide sa 5? No. Pag no, we will include the next digit, 12. So, yung 12 po ba, pwede na natin i-divide sa 5? Okay. If yung ating dividend mas mataas sa ating divisor, pwede po siyang i-divide. Basta wag lang siyang mababa sa ating divisor. Since mas mataas naman yung 12 sa 5, then we can divide it. So, how many 5 do we have in 12? So, meron tayong dalawang 5. So, ibig sabihin, 12 divided by 5 is 2. So, nilagay ko siya sa ibabaw ng 2 dahil this is the last digit that we included in dividing a number. So, 2 ang sagot. Then, multiply natin. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. And then, subtract daw. So, 12 minus 10 is equal to 2. O, yung 2 ba? O, proceed tayo. If there's another number, no, proceed lang tayo sa division. So, next, 2 divided by 5. Pwede ba siyang i-divide? No, dahil mas mababa yung 2 sa 5. So, therefore, hindi natin siya pwedeng i-divide. Pag hindi natin pwedeng i-divide, we will bring down the next digit na hindi pa natin nagagamit. O, diba? This 12, nagamit na natin. Yung 5, hindi pa. So, therefore, we will bring down 5. Ayan. So, pag binring down natin yung 5, magiging 25 yung ating value. O, ngayon, can we divide 25 by 5? Yes. O, since yes, let's divide. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So, after natin makuha yung partial quotient, let's multiply. Kung ano lang yung sagot natin. So, 5, multiply natin sa 5. Hindi po 25 ha, yung 5 lang natin. 5 times 5 is 25. Then, subtract, it is 0. Since we don't have a remainder, we can write that 125 divided by 5 is 25. Since this is the quotient. If you're going to ask, how are we going to check this one? Okay, so let's try the first example kanina. So, 28 divided by 4 is the answer is 7. So, to check if our quotient is correct, we need to multiply the quotient sa ating divisor. And then, it must be equal dapat sa dividend. Okay? Sige, let's try the first example. Let's check it. So, yung quotient natin is 7, tama? Then, multiply daw natin sa divisor, which is yung 4. And then, dapat yung answer niya is yung dividend natin. So, 7 multiplied by 4 is 28. So, if you can see, same siya ng ating dividend. Therefore, it is correct. Yung quotient natin is correct. O, next naman natin, this second number. Yung quotient natin is 25. Then, multiply sa divisor, which is yung 5 natin. And then, 25 divided by 25 times 5. Pag sinolve natin, 5 times 5 is 25, carry 2. And then, 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 125. So, our answer is 125. Is it equal to the dividend na given natin kanina? Yes. Equal siya. This one. So, if it is equal or the same, yung quotient natin na 25 is also correct. Okay? So, is there any question that we have? Okay. So, next naman natin is, let's try another example. Bigger number again. Okay. So, let's try to erase this one. Okay. Let's try the bigger number. 436. Let's divide it. 436 divided by 4 natin is equal to blank. So, let's write it into a radical form. So, radical sign, tapos sa loob ng radical is the dividend, which is 436. Pag dinivide natin sa divisor, which is 4. So, let's try to use the 1-digit highest place value, which is 4. O yung 4 ba pwedeng i-divide sa 4? Yes. Okay. Since yes, let's divide it. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Since etong 4 yung dinivide ko, sa taas niya yung sagot. 1. Next natin, multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. Then, subtract natin 0. Yung 0 po ba pwedeng i-divide sa 4? No. Pag no, we will bring down the next digit, which is yung 3 natin. O next, yung 3 po ba pwedeng i-divide sa 4? No po, dahil mas mababa yung 3 natin sa ating divisor. Therefore, we will add the next digit, which is bring down the 6. So, 6. So, now we have 36. Now, we can divide ba the 36 to our what do we call? To our divisor? Yes. So, before that, no. So, let me erase it. Para hindi kayo malito, let's explain it one by one. Okay. So, when we bring down the 3 digit, o yung digit 3 natin, so, when we try to divide 3 sa 4, cannot be. Pag hindi siya pwede, we will bring down the next digit, tama? So, pag nag-bring down tayo ng next digit, which is 6, we will, binring down na natin itong pangatlong digit. We will add 0 dito sa nalagyan natin ng space. O dahil wala naman tayong sinolve dito sa next digit, yung 3 natin. So, we will put 0. And then, yung binring down 6 natin, then it becomes 36. Okay? So, next naman natin, 36. Sabi nyo pwedeng i-divide sa 4. So, 36 divided by 4 is, we have 9. So, therefore, the answer is above the digit 6, 9. And then, 9 times 4 naman natin is 36. Then, when we subtract it, the answer is 0. So, 0 yung sagot. So, the quotient is 109. Okay? So, paano natin ma-check if the quotient is correct? Again, quotient, multiply natin sa divisor, and then the answer must be equal sa dividend. Okay. So, quotient natin is 109. Multiply natin sa divisor, which is 4. And the answer must be the dividend. So, let's try to multiply. 109 times 4 is equal to, so 4 times 9 is 36. So, 6, 10, carry 3. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. And then 4 times 1 is 4. So, the answer is 436, which is equal to our dividend. Okay. So, this is how are we going to divide the number without a remainder. So, ngayon, let's try to solve or to divide the number with remainder. So, let's have an example. So, let me go. So, example digit that we will divide is 25. Well, let's start with a small number. 25 divided by 3. Ayan. So, sa 25 divided by 3 natin, so let's write it here. 25 divided by 3 is equal to blank. Okay. So, let's try to divide it. Yung 2 natin, pwede ba siyang i-divide sa 3? No. Kasi mas mababa yung 2 sa 3. Therefore, isasama natin yung second digit, which is 25. Yung 25 po ba pwede nang i-divide sa 3? Yes. If yes, then let's divide. 25 divided by 3 is, so meron tayong 8. And then, multiply natin. 8 times 3 is 20, 24. Ayan. And then, subtract natin. 25 minus 24 is equal to 1. Okay po? Equal siya sa 1 natin. So, paano siya ngayon? Yung 1 natin, let's divide it to 3. Pwede po ba siya? No. Pag hindi pwede, we will bring down the next digit. Meron pa po ba tayong next digit? So, pag wala na, then this is our answer. Wala na tayong gagawin. But, yung 1 natin, o diba, the 8 is quotient. Quotient. And then, yung 1 natin, eto na yung tinatawag nating remainder. Ayan. So, since eto na yung tinatawag nating remainder, we will have the answer as 8 remainder 1. So, how are we going to check this one? No? Paano natin malalaman if tama tong sagot natin? Okay. So, let's have the quotient. Multiply natin sa divisor. Then, it must be equal to the partial product. So, this is partial product. No? O, after natin makuha yung partial product, so, ang gagawin natin is partial product plus the remainder, it must be equal to the dividend. Okay, let's try to check. No, first one, quotient times divisor. So, yung quotient natin is 8. Multiply natin sa divisor, which is 3. And the partial product is 24. So, sabi, yung partial product natin, i-add natin yung remainder. So, partial product is 24. Plus daw natin yung remainder, which is 1. then it is equal dapat sa ating dividend. So, 24 plus 1 is 25. So, if you can see, same siya sa ating dividend. So, therefore, our answer 8, remainder 1 is correct. So, let's have another example. Try ulit natin yung medyo malaki yung value. So, let's have 356 divide natin by 7. So, let's have 356 divide by 7. So, let's write it in radical sign. 356 divide by 7. So, first, 1 digit by 1 digit muna tayo. So, 3 muna. 3 po ba pwedeng i-divide sa 7? No, kasi mas mababa yung 3. So, therefore, we will add the next digit. So, yung answer natin dito, nandito na. Sa above 5. So, 35, pwede na bang i-divide sa 7? Yes. So, pag pwede nang i-divide, let's proceed with division. 35 divided by 7 is 5. Okay. So, the answer is 5. And then, multiply natin. 5 times 7 is 35. Let's try to subtract. So, 35 minus 35 is 0. So, 0 divided by 7 cannot be, hindi pwede. Pag hindi pwede, we will bring down the next digit, which is 6. Next, yung 6 po ba pwedeng i-divide sa 7? No. Then, we will try to add another digit. So, paano natin ma-divide yung paano natin ma-bring down yung next digit? Okay. So, we will look for the another digit. Okay. So, since wala nang next digit, yung or wala nang katabi yung 6 natin, or wala nang next digit, therefore, it is a remainder. But, since hindi na tayo anong tawag dito? Hindi na tayo divide, we will put 0 dito. So, therefore, the quotient is 50. Ayan, quotient natin, 50. And then, the remainder is 6. So, paano po siya? It is equal to 50, remainder 6. So, how are we going to check this one? So, to check this, quotient, multiply natin sa divisor, and it is equal to partial product. And then, partial product plus the remainder, it must be equal to ating dividend. Okay. So, quotient muna tayo, 50. Multiply natin sa divisor na 7. Then, it is equal to 350. Tama? So, dahil 50 times 7, so 0 to, then 7 times 5 is 35. So, 350. Then, yung 350 natin na partial product, i-add natin yung remainder na 6. So, the answer is 356. So, same siya sa ating dividend. So, ganun lang po yung pagdi-divide with a remainder. So, that's all, and thank you.